Rangers lost to Ross County. They lost the top spot in the Premiership, and now they could be about to lose their backdoor loophole straight in to the Champions League group stages for the 2025-2026 season. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Football, and thanks to Borussia Dortmund, Rangers might not have an automatic path into the Champions League group stages. So, as things stand right now, Scotland have dropped out of the coefficient top 10. We are now 11th, and that means next season, whoever wins the Scottish Premiership will not go straight in to the Champions League group stage. They will have to earn their way in there by playing qualifiers. However, with Rangers having good coefficient over the past 5 seasons, their individual club coefficient is good enough with the extended Champions League stages from next season onwards to get them into the group stages. So Rangers, as things stand right now, if they win the league next season, they would go straight into the group stages, whereas Celtic would not, because Rangers have better coefficient, better club coefficient. Therefore, they are one of the best 4 teams in the last however many years. So Rangers do have that option, despite Scotland no longer having the automatic spot. Rangers would still automatically qualify because of their good performances in Europe in recent years, and obviously the run to the final aided that big time. However, that will only count if Borussia Dortmund do not win the Champions League or finish top 4. Rangers would be set next season if they win the league to go straight into the group stages. However, if Dortmund win the Champions League this season and then do not finish top 4, it would mean that Rangers lose out on that spot and that they would not be able to qualify directly, and they would need to go through the qualifiers. So Borussia Dortmund are on course to scupper this big loophole that could get Rangers directly into the Champions League group stages. So thoughts on that? Can Borussia Dortmund do it? A lot of people just assumed they were out after that defeat to Atletico Madrid. They've turned it around, and because they are struggling in the Bundesliga, it's looking like they would not be in the top 4 anyway, and that could just mess things up for Glasgow Rangers. So
it could, but I'm going to say this right here. There's no chance Borussia Dortmund win the Champions League. I don't know what the Bundesliga is looking like, but I'm going to assume they've got more chance of finishing top 4 than winning the Champions League. Now, the way it goes, they're going to be taking on PSG. I mean, I think it's a tough game, but PSG are not the team they once were. You look at the other 4 teams, I just think Dortmund would get beat by all the other 4. Madrid, City, Arsenal and Bayern. But here, again, Bayern are the weakest they've been in years. I don't think Real Madrid are the outfit that they've been in years, but I think Man City's probably going to win it again. And I think if Man City get Dortmund in the fight. You know what? I think the way that Dortmund could win this is if they get Arsenal and Arsenal bottle it.
yeah, well, as things stand right now, it all hinges on the Champions League this year winners, the 2024 winners, already qualifying through their league positions. So if Dortmund do go on to win the Champions League, but don't finish in the Champions League places in their domestic league, that would mean that they take up the Champions League winners spot for next season's competition. Whereas if they don't do that, then that position would fall for Rangers because they are the next highest placed team. So Rangers here almost have like not a guaranteed way into the Champions League, but it's like a bonus, I guess, for Rangers, that they know that despite the coefficient, all they need to do is win their league essentially, and they will be guaranteed a spot as long as the Champions League winners are already in the top 4 or whatever positions give you qualification to the Champions League. And you would expect that. Normally, whoever wins the Champions League is already qualifying for the Champions League via their respective domestic league. It's not often you get a Champions League winner who isn't qualifying directly from their league anyway. I mean, it has happened over the years, but it's not often that happens. Remember Liverpool back in 2005 when they won the Champions League? They didn't finish in the top 4 in England, and then that ended up pushing Everton down a qualification process, and it meant they ended up getting Villarreal, and Everton basically got shafted. So, I mean, it happens sometimes, but more often than not, if you're winning the Champions League, then you're probably right up the top of your domestic league as well.
Everton did get shafted that time. That's not right. And you're right though, because the way it's so money orientated now, there's just the chances of someone not winning it, finishing in the spots, it's so unlikely. Like you look at like Scottish League, like Celtic and Rangers recently have been only two able to get Champions League football. It's not like any of those two are anywhere near a Champions League.
And Dortmund right now are sitting in 5th place in their league as well, so
yeah, behind.
It's not like they're in the top 4 as things stand. So, I mean, I don't think this is likely to happen, because for me, Dortmund could still finish in the top 4, and I'd say that they're one of the least favourites out of the teams remaining. They're probably the underdogs to win the Champions League. Not saying they can't win it, but out of the teams remaining, I mean, they're the team that I would probably give the least chance to.
Yeah. There's a lot of moving parts here. Dortmund need to win the Champions League, the whole top 4 debacle. But you've also got to bear in mind, Rangers got to win the league next year.
Yeah, Rangers do need to win the league.
This is all irrelevant if Rangers don't win the league.
Although, for Celtic, there's just no way. There's no automatic qualification path for them. They will have to qualify for the Champions League next season if they win it. Rangers, though, like I said, do have the chance of getting directly in it, as long as Dortmund do not win the Champions League this season and finish outside the top 4. So, definitely more incentive for Rangers to win the league. Although Celtic, obviously, I mean, you don't really need Champions League incentive. Old firm clubs are always competing, always wanting to win. So, I mean, I don't think that will really matter. But definitely a bonus for Rangers if they can win the league and be guaranteed that group stage money.
Yeah, Rangers are not good. I'm not going to be hanging out on this, what Dortmund do, because at the end of the day, we've got to look at next season. I mean, there's still this season to go for Rangers. Who cares about next season right now?
And whoever wins the league this season will directly go into the Champions League group stages as well. So, I mean, why worry about next season when this season is hanging in the balance? You've got a league title up for grabs. You've got a guaranteed Champions League group stage spot up for grabs. And there's also Scottish Cup up for grabs as well. So, I mean, this isn't going to be playing on Rangers' mind big time. That obviously getting the 3 points tonight against Dundee is the main thing. However, I mean, this is certainly something that in, let's say, 12 months' time, we could certainly come back and look at and go, wow, you know, Dortmund winning the Champions League, that's made a massive difference to Rangers, because the fact that Rangers, by winning the league, can directly go in and Celtic wouldn't, that would be huge. That would be...
It will matter at the start of the season. For me, that is when people are going to be like, well, Dortmund have done this, X, Y and Z, and now Rangers know if they win the league they get that Champions League bonus. It's not... Because if, say, this doesn't happen, Rangers would be like, oh, we missed it last season not winning the league and getting that Champions League money, but Rangers would now know if they won the league next season that they'll get it automatically and don't have to worry about qualifiers.
Yes, true. So anyway, guys, that's it. There you go. Can Dortmund win the Champions League and screw Rangers out of a potential guaranteed spot? We'll have to wait and see. But I don't think Rangers need to worry about this too much. I think Dortmund will come short. And there's still a good chance they could finish top 4 anyway. So, yeah, as things stand right now, I mean, it's not massive, but it could definitely play a factor next season. But we'll see. For now, it's all about Dundee versus Rangers. Massive 3 points for both clubs. Rangers need to win to keep their title hopes alive. Dundee need to try and pick up something to close the gap on St Mirren and keep their own European hopes alive for next season. So yeah, interesting match tonight, but Dortmund potentially could screw Rangers out of the group stages. We'll catch you in the next one. Till then, peace.